Welcome to our series of films acknowledging the great female literary authors that grace the Women's Library at Compton Verney. Hello, my name is Hannah Taylor and I'm the Contemporary Arts Producer at Compton Verney, and I invite you to experience these passages. In the 18th century, for the English woman, reading was considered a political act, and debates increased on whether or not women should be allowed to read. Compton Verney has a strong history of inspiring women choosing to challenge. In 1862, the Baroness Georgiana Verney was widowed with 7 children, a large estate and many tenants. Not taking privilege for granted, the Women's Library as we know it was born. As the imitation books in the doorway suggest, Georgiana began to fill the library with only female writers of her time. Many of these books give us an insight into the inspiring woman she was, interested in science, philosophy, mythology, poetry, stories of travel, and women's rights. Also, at this time, a community began to emerge, breaking the silence of women long held, the Blue Stockings, a community of influential women who promoted female education. They were clear that there was far more to read about than just men. Throughout the mid-18th century, heated literary discussions were held over the fashionable new beverage, tea, and women such as Hannah More and Anna Barbauld discussed literature, science, philosophy, and politics. Compton Verney had strong links with the Blue Stockings. The Women's Library features books by several well-known Blue Stocking members. So sit back and read with us. The shelves and the passages from the titles we find there, and hashtag choose to challenge gender bias, inequality, and acknowledge women's achievements. We will be presenting 4 texts over 4 weeks, read by 4 dedicated women who were inspired by Compton Verney and the Baroness who offered knowledge to those who scarcely had the opportunity to access it.
I'm here in the silent space at Compton Verney, reading the poems of Sappho. Sappho was born on the Greek island of Lesbos more than 2,500 years ago. We know from Greek and Roman literature that her lyric poetry was really highly regarded in ancient times, on a par with the works of Homer, but it's only survived in fragments. The verses explore individual identity and personal emotions, desire, jealousy and love. At about the time when Georgiana Verney was establishing her library here, a lot of new fragments were discovered, and it's no surprise that an enlightened woman like Georgiana would have included a book of Sappho's lyric poetry on her shelves. Throughout the many centuries since Sappho's death, her sexuality has been a matter of debate among scholars. Here, she looks on while the girl she yearns for talks and laughs with a lover. He's equal with the gods, that man who sits across from you, face to face, close enough to sip your voice's sweetness, and what excites my mind, your laughter, glittering. So when I see you, for a moment, my voice goes, my tongue freezes, fire, delicate fire in the flesh. Blind, stunned, the sound of thunder in my ears, shivering with sweat, cold tremors over the skin. I turn the colour of dead grass, and I'm an inch from dying. How keenly aware she is of the physical effect of love and the bittersweet nature of desire. And like Tithonus, a mortal lover of Eos, goddess of the dawn, she felt the heartache of growing old, yet longing still for the pleasures and pursuits of youth. Girls, you be ardent for the fragrant blossom muse's lovely gifts, for the clear melodious lyre. But now my old age has seized my tender body. Now my hair is white, no longer dark. My heart's heavy, my legs won't support me that once were fleet as fawns in the dance. I grieve often for my state. What can I do? Being human, there's no way not to grow old. Rosy-armed Dawn, they say, love-smitten, once carried Tithonus off to the world's end. Handsome and young he was then. Yet at last, grey age caught that spouse of an immortal wife. Come to me here from Crete, to this holy temple, where your lovely apple grove stands, and your altars flicker with incense. And below the apple branches cold clear water sounds, everything shadowed by roses, and sleep that falls from bright shaking leaves. And a pasture for horses blossoms with flowers of spring, and breezes are flowing here like honey. Come to me here, Cyprian, delicately taking nectar in golden cups, mixed with a festive joy, and pour.